motion aiming. Let's try that out. Oh, that was interesting. I have to turn a lot. Turn my wrists a lot, but it's kind of different, I guess. Weird in tablet mode. I seem to have to move the tablet all the way around, unless.
All entrances not operational.
Ooh. Okay, I take it back. This is a little more immersive like this. I'm actually moving to look around. It's a little sluggish, I guess, like side to side, but other than that, I guess the chair movement kind of solved my side to side issue. I don't know. Oh, okay, something's behind me. Something's behind me. Something's behind me. That's just a barrel. All right, so let's be serious for a second and take a look at this update that added gyro support, specifically gyro aiming, for the Nintendo Switch version of Doom. This is update 1.1.1. Now, there are other things that they added and upgraded and fixed, a lot of bugs, and then they actually did some optimization. I'm going to go over all of that tomorrow morning in Newswave. If you want to check that out, just stop by 8 a.m. Eastern Time or anytime tomorrow. Come by the channel, it'll be up. We're going to take a look at the patch notes. There's actually a lot to it, and there's some pretty interesting stuff that they are doing to try to make this work better. It is appreciated, and what's interesting here is they have added gyro support. It works in handheld mode with the Joy-Con controller, and specifically the right one, and then it also works with the Pro controller. Now, gyro controls are important in this case to a lot of people who don't like to use the dual analog sticks, because we've kind of learned, really, especially with Splatoon 2, people really showed that Splatoon 2 operates better with gyro controls over the dual sticks. It's been shown on all over YouTube, and people pretty much accepted at this point that gyro controls work better. I really like them in Zelda, actually. Breath of the Wild, I think it works great. I think it's much more accurate. But we're going to take a look at Doom, and I'm going to kind of explain some of the things I like and some of the things that really what it's for, and I don't think it can really go too much further past that. So here we are. This is it's a new file I started. I played a little further in, and I didn't want to just play the last level of Doom. I feel like that'd be kind of rude. But in this case, I'm a little further in, and I'm specifically, I was using this gun just to test out how accurate it is. And the way this works is it is supposed to be the front of your controller in this case, but it loses the center a lot. Like if you run into the floor like this, I could pretty much go completely upside down and then start, and now I'm upside down. Now the controller's upside down, so it can lose its center a lot, but I think that's kind of how it's supposed to be with a lot of these games. So I'm going to try to reset it, and you can reset it just with the right stick, because the right stick still works fine. So I've had to reset it a couple times as I'm using it, get it to a spot you like, and then you're pretty much good to go. Now, I have it at sensitivity 100, by the way, because I found lower was a little too slow for me. And what you want to do is, from what I could tell, going left to right makes more sense to use the stick. Up and down is where this gyro control really shines. So if you use it kind of in conjunction with each other, you'll get, I think, a better experience. Because when if you want to turn left and right, you actually have to crane your wrist like this. But up and down is so much more natural. So I recommend just going, just using the sticks, right, and then just using the gyro controls to use up and down motion. Especially if you're navigating around here, there's really no reason, since you're mostly using for aiming. I usually just switch over to the sticks, and I just use that. So let's play a little bit here, and we're gonna run into some guys soon, and we'll see how this stacks up and how much better it works. All right, so here we are. We're gonna break into this room and start taking these guys out. We're gonna use it in combination with the right stick. Like I said, the right stick's mostly gonna be used for looking left and right, and then really fine-tuning my shots with the gyro controller as I go. Like I said, the only issues I've had is at times it seems to lose the center, or like where I want it to really reset to, or be kind of motioning around, and I'll kind of end up with the controller like upside down at times. Not really upside down, but facing it rather than pointing at it, because you want it to be pointed to, I guess, get the best effect with what you're trying to do. So we're going to keep kind of powering through here, get my health, and just, I guess, glory kill everything I can as I go here to make sure I survive all these shots they're giving me. And I feel like it works better if you're trying to, like, snipe these guys out. Like, I guess if I change to this and I'm trying to really hit them, it works a lot better with the gyro than it does with, say, see that? You get headshots pretty easy, but if you start moving the controller around like that, it starts going crazy on you. And this is a very fast-paced game. It's one where you really grip the controller hard. It was kind of like that with Splatoon as well. Although I know, again, Evan had a pretty good time with it. And I wasn't as fortunate with it. I kind of had, I guess, a harder time with the motion controls of Splatoon. Eventually I got used to it. But it was still a little harder for me to use them. But Breath of the Wild, I love Breath of the Wild for that. So, how about I will get the yellow access key and then we'll move on to more enemies to fight. Once again, I'm just kind of sniping some people out now in the next room, and you can kind of see it is a bit easier to hit them with the gyro controls as we'd expect, since it's going to be more accurate, since it's almost like it's the next thing below using a mouse and keyboard, because you do have pretty good control over it, and it's I think it's better to use than the sticks when you get the hang of it. The one thing that the sticks still kind of give you the ability to do is navigate, I guess, the entire game, because you can obviously spin around a little easier, whereas I'm a little limited in how I would turn around. I kind of have to rotate the control all the way around. So just make sure, in this case, it works well with Doom. Just make sure you're not forgetting to use the right stick to really look around left and right. Strafing is a lot easier when you're using the motion controls as well. I think so anyway. I think it's much better to do it that way. All right, so let's get these guys down here and I guess blast through this part as well. So we're going to destroy the gore nest, and there's a lot of guys here to fight. So let's go ahead and take them out, destroy the gore nest. We're going to look at handheld mode as well, and that's kind of ridiculous, to be honest. Handheld mode is, and that's going to be a lot of fun actually, I think, to look at, only because it's insane. Like you'll see it soon, but you are seriously all over the place. With that, it's absolutely crazy, and again we're gonna see that soon after I guess destroy this gore nest and power through here. But it gets absolutely crazy because you are like all over the place. It's a little different. It turns from the front, I guess, of your controller, and it turns into the back of your controller. That's actually what you're using. So the back of the Switch is what you're aiming with, which is kind of weird. I don't know, it feels weird, and you have to move around a lot. But it works well enough to aim. It's just, I think it's more than you need to be doing with this game to play it. So we're going to take these guys down, and what I'm going to do is, when I get to I guess a nice spot to kind of stop at, I will jump you guys over, and you can take a look at what I'm talking about in handheld mode, where it seems like you're kind of all over the place. My real final thoughts about this the gyro controls that they've introduced here is, I think it's better. I think it's a good step, and I hope they continue to work on it as they have so far. They've shown that they are very interested in updating their games. Panic Button's done a very good job with this game. They continue to do good work with games like Rocket League as well, updating that one. So I think they'll continue to update this. I mean, it's only update 1.11, so they're not super far in. And I think they still have a lot of stuff they can do, and I hope they're planning to do with this game. Maybe even refine these controls a little more, add more, because they only have, I guess at this case, they have invert. What else they have? Their sensitivity can change, but we'll see what else they do. They did some graphical improvements, which is great, and we'll see if they add more to it. So guys, I'm going to jump you over to handheld mode pretty quickly here after I clear this nest a bit, and we'll see how it looks there.